want me to teach you the technique I found?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Remember, this is Todd's technique.
Allow me to explain the pyramid. Pull out the same number of blocks as the number of steps you mean to climb up. You'll have the support you need to reach higher and higher, like a pyramid. Remember this basic technique.
What'd you think? Nice.
I think that might be tough by itself. Consider using this one too.
Allow me to explain the slider. Pull out 2 blocks vertically, then slide the bottom one over. Remember this basic action, which utilizes the properties of edges. Since edges connect, you can make a stairway, even in tight spots.
Oh, you're a genius. How was that? Bet you didn't know.
Yeah, I did.
Anyway, what I want to say is this. If you're relying on luck to keep you alive, it's all over.
I know. My reporter's instincts are telling me this dangerous form of free climbing has some techniques hidden within it.
There are many techniques to discover. I guess the key is to find as many as we can.
All right, if you find anything, you tell me, okay? That's an order.
I'll have to use that. We're discussing techniques. They're the key to survival.
Yo, have we met before? You survived because of the techniques I found, huh?
Tell me some.
Let me show you another great technique, then.
Allow me to explain suspending. This technique gives you more room to maneuver. Push a block off a ledge with nothing below it. As long as the edges connect, the block will remain in place.
How's that? I'm a regular blockologist, huh?
That's a good start. Try to remember this one too.
Allow me to explain pullback. If you climb up and find yourself stuck, try pulling a block and backing down. By creating a stairway as you go down, you will be able to go higher than you could before.
That's crazy. You knew that?
Yeah, I knew.
Okay, you find any new moves, you come straight to me. This is coming from the executive manager.
I'll write down our techniques. Feel free to check them out if you get stuck.
How high does this reach? We found a landing of sorts here, so we should expect there to be other sets of stairs. Don't tell me we've got to go through this tomorrow, and the day after, and...
Third time's the charm, right?
Time will slowly pass. Each time, have fun. Some customers, you can go home.
That pianist seems to have a rather unique style. Well, I welcome the change of pace.
This customer is a journalist. He seems to be obsessing over a certain legend lately.
A legend.
I was originally looking into these suspicious deaths that have been happening lately. I'm Justin, by the way. Have I met you somewhere before?
Think of it.
I'm sure I've seen you before. Oh, sorry. We were talking about the legend. Anyway, in my research, I found records indicating that similar cases occurred in 100-year cycles. Many men died last time as well. It's the truth.
Wow. Every 100 years, huh?
I found a strange variation on this legend going around too. There's a man who survives it.
Survives the dreams.
Very, very rarely, there's a man who is cursed but doesn't die. Isn't that interesting? It's said that the survivor is granted one wish. If he wished for eternal youth, he might still be around.
It's like a magic lamp. Well, if this is what you're coming up with, you have a wish in mind for yourself? To live forever? But too typical?
Me? I'd wish for something different.
Like what?
I may wish to change the past, and make someone kill me.
Oh, I wonder what I'd wish for.
You got a mail.
You can take your phone out to check it. You can all.
Have you played that Rapunzel game over there? Some stages are supposed to be impossible, but they're a cinch if you've got technique. I think I'm pretty good at coming up with techniques.
I feel like I've seen that pianist before, but I can't remember where. Whatever. I'll let you in on a technique I figured out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Allow me to explain the spider. If there is a block in your way, try dangling off the edge and moving around it. It's a useful way to go around a block to find another place to stand. By moving around, you can skip having to move blocks.
You mustn't let your guard down.
I wonder if my girl's the witch.
Oh, you mean the one from the rumors?
She got all worked up all of a sudden for no reason the other day. She was just stabbing her dinner with her fork, man. I thought she was gonna reach over and gut me.
Maybe you just like those kind of women. Men who want to control women tend to have a desire to be controlled by women. It's the truth.
Wanna talk about techniques?
Sorry, I'm in a hurry.
You mustn't let your guard down. Hello. What happened to the piano music? Provided a nice ambience for discussion. We're developing techniques. It'd be nice if you could join us.
Ooh, me?
Your climbing was quite innovative. It's the truth.
Sure.
First, here's a technique I thought up.
Allow me to explain the bridge. If you must cross a gap, move a block over it to create a bridge. That way, you can reach the other side of the gap.
What do you think? Did you know that one already?
Oh, what about this then?
Allow me to explain the flying bridge. Using principles of the bridge, gaps 2 blocks wide are no problem. Push the same block twice to push it to the other side. Then, add another block next to it to complete the bridge.
Wow, I knew it. You're not just a regular guy.
That's really cool, buddy. I think that'll help me beat the next area.
Man, night after night. I'm so tired. Listening to that girl play the piano does make it a bit more bearable.
She's, quite a unique performer. I wonder why she's the only one who looks human.
Maybe someone called for her. A little eye candy for these trying times.
Eye candy is sweet.
Do you know, I get the feeling something big's coming up. Want to trade techniques?
Sure.
Allow me to start with the technique I developed.
Allow me to explain the swing out. When you pull a block, drop and hang, then move to the other side. Now you can push the block. It's useful in tight spaces. Remember this one.
Not a bad trick, you think? I have more.
Allow me to explain the toppler. If a stack of blocks is full of holes, pushing the lower blocks is an option. By causing blocks to fall, you may find a path upwards.
That sounds useful.
Oh, I just thought of something like that. Maybe this will help.
Allow me to explain wall suspension. By using edges, you can connect with blocks forming walls. Blocks make edge connections on all sides, not just left and right. Suspend them from the walls and make new footing.
I see. I didn't think of that.
Buddy, you got moves. If I was a chick, I'd be all over you.
Which do you think are more pitiful? Men or women?
This one?
A lot of people say that. When asked whether they'd like to return as a man or woman in the next life, the majority of people say they'd prefer to be a woman. Some scientists have even predicted that men will become extinct. It's the truth. Extinct? Apparently the Y chromosome is quite useless compared to the X chromosome, so it's possible.
And what'll happen to the human race if men go extinct?
Maybe there'll be a system where women can fertilize each other and bear children. Men try just as hard to live their lives too. Isn't nature harsh? But on the whole, I think women have it harder. Being manipulated by stupid guys, being ground down by life. I did. Something I shouldn't have.
What are you talking about?
It is the cross I must bear.
You got a
Perhaps we
mail.
all deserve pity, regardless of our genders.
I wonder if I'm in this because I was associating with a younger crowd in our company.
Do you have a wife?
Yes, a wonderful woman who doesn't suspect anything about her cheating husband.
Oh, I'm grateful.
Cheating is the sign of a better man. All the women flock around the superior males.
Sexual selection dictates that women prefer stronger mates to father their children.
My father, he was a shitty good-for-nothing. He might have appeared good to everyone,
Huh? I'm sorry.
but he was a shithead.
Huh? Hello. If you make it to the top, you'll earn your freedom. Have you heard that? It's strange. I've heard a similar story before. The man who survives will have his wish granted. That's just a fairy tale, though.
It's just a rumor. Believing that stuff will only lead to more disappointment. Falling for stuff like that only makes you look stupid.
I've got a confession to make. I'm really only an ex-journalist.
Oh, so you quit?
I still do research, but I've stopped the whole writing part.
Okay, but why?
Long ago, I covered a story on a young girl, a ballerina, very talented. Lots of people were sure she'd make it big. I wrote an article about her because her story touched me. She was poor and had to take several part-time jobs while studying ballet. The article was a hit, and her popularity soared. It's the truth.
Wow, it's really something.
But at the same time, she suddenly had a lot of enemies. They must have been rivals, jealous of her newfound fame. After all the harassment, her family.
What?
I'm sorry. I'll tell the rest some other time. I don't think I've had enough to drink today.
Go easy on the booze, okay? Oh, it's Catherine. Oh, sorry. But, well, whatever.
I drink and drink, but I can't get drunk. Today's layout is nasty. There might be special techniques.
Tell me some.
Do you know of this technique?
Allow me to explain ice pulling. If you're holding onto a block when you move onto an ice block, you won't go sliding off. But remember, you can't push while you're standing on an ice block. You can only pull.
That's all I've got for right now, but feel free to talk to me anytime.
It's really helpful. You're really thoughtful.
You not only have skill, but spirit and tenacity as well. The weak cling to the strong. It raises their chances of survival, after all.
Well, let's both do our best.
Please, try talking with that man over there. The sheep with the big hair and the cigar. We talk about our techniques whenever we meet up, but he's not joining in this time.
Kind of worried about him.
For people who live by their reactions like him, stopping to reflect on himself can be dangerous. Can I tell you the rest of yesterday's story?
Oh, sure. If you're up for it.
I think I was at the part where the ballerina suddenly had many enemies. She started to be harassed. Eventually, her entire family was killed.
What?
She took her own life after that. It's the truth.
What's done is done.
That's what everyone else says. But it still won't bring her back. Have I told you about that legend? That if you survive, you'll be granted any one wish.
It's just a rumor, right?
It might be a ridiculous fairy tale, but right now, I feel like I've got to believe in something if I'm going to go on. If I'd never written that article, she'd still be alive. I know what my wish would be. I'd change the past, save her. I was such a fool.
But
That's why I'm hung up on this stupid legend. Go ahead and laugh if you like.
it's not funny. Oh, it's from her. Oh, sorry. But, well, whatever.
Everyone seems to be talking about that piano player. I hope it doesn't get too out of hand. I see you're safe. Let's talk about our techniques. We've all got to keep climbing.
Yeah, let's work together and get out alive.
This technique just hit me.
Allow me to explain timber. If you want to drop an entire wall, leave a supporting block and push out all the rest. Then push the supporting block and the wall will all fall down in one piece.
Don't you think it's useful?
Oh, I just had an idea. What do you think of this?
Allow me to explain controlled explosion. Bomb blocks are hazards that turn blocks around them into cracked blocks. Heavy blocks and immovable blocks can't be destroyed, so you can rely on them in areas that have bombs.
That's just inspired. What a great idea.
Oh man, I wish I'd thought of that.
Not bad.
What is this dream anyway? They say it's about cheating, but I've never cheated.
I see. So what's really going on?
Have you cheated?
Yeah.
There's a survey saying that 70% of men in relationships cheat. That makes me a minority. But just so you know, 40% of women cheat. It's the truth.
Really?
A study claims that people attempt to create relationships resembling those of their pasts. Your childhood relationship with your parents, previous romantic relationships. That's what people are yearning for when they search for love.
Okay, so what?
Huh? I'm sorry. Anyway, not cheating is the best course of action. It's a momentary thrill, but it costs so much more. You know what I mean? This guy's come up with several techniques. It proves what kind of man he is. They're not new, but they're all logical and useful. That's the mind of a leader.
I guess my business experience is paying off. It really does feel good to help out others.
I'm tired today. I interviewed another woman today for a different story. She's pregnant, but she's marrying a man who isn't the father of her child. And she's not going to tell him that he isn't. It's the truth.
Huh? Why?
She doesn't actually know who the father is. So among all the possible fathers, she went for the one who is the kindest and the dullest. He'll raise the baby, believing it to be his child. I'm sure he'd be happier if he didn't know.
I don't think I agree with that.
I hear that in any romantic relationship, feelings decline over time. One theory is that love is a drug, like alcohol or cigarettes. Repeated exposure makes you numb to it. That is, it's only hot and heavy in the beginning. It's the truth. My alcohol tolerance is so high that I can't afford to get drunk anymore. To bear another person's life is very difficult. And very frightening. Oh, thank goodness you're still okay. We've lost a lot of our comrades. Let's talk about techniques. I feel like entrusting you with them.
Let's put our heads together to survive.
I'll tell you about a technique I just thought up.
Allow me to explain the back spider. When you're hanging, you can move around to the back side of blocks. Sometimes platforms that seem unreachable can be climbed to from behind.
When I see you, I feel like you deserve to go farther than I do.
Oh man, don't give up now. Hey, I thought up another technique. You can still make it.
Allow me to explain the fall dodger. When you push a supporting block, quickly move to where it was to avoid being crushed by any falling blocks. It's important to avoid being smashed.
Wow, I never thought of that. Maybe you really are the man of legend. Sorry, I don't have any more techniques to tell you. I don't have the will to go on either.
Hey man.
There's a girl I've been seeing for several years. I've never worked up the nerve to bite the bullet and marry her. I've got a heavy cross to bear. I can't share that burden with the one I love. So I should split up with her, but I can't. I'm a weakling and a liar.
Cross?
I don't need freedom. I just want punishment. It's the truth. I'm tired. I can't think of any more techniques.
Oh, hang on, I just thought of something. Have you heard this one?
Allow me to explain the marching spider. If you're trapped, try pushing out blocks to make new footing. As you connect more blocks to it, all you have to do is hang and move.
Wow, I see. You're just incredible. Seeing you makes me remember something important. The passion I once had when I was just starting my reporting career. Back then, I believed I could save people.
Aren't you doing that right now? With your techniques?
I don't know. But it looks like I have no choice but to move ahead.
Yeah, that's it. It's the truth, right?
Right. Something big's going to be coming again today, huh? In my case, the big ones. The girl who committed suicide because of me. She wrote in her suicide note that she thanked me. No one blamed me. Being tormented by her here is actually something of a relief. No, really. Seeing you has changed the way I think. While everybody else is busy saving themselves, you've been cheering them on and giving them advice. You made me remember that words can save somebody. If I can get out of here, I'm going to start writing again. This time, I hope I can save someone myself.
I see.
Sorry, I'm babbling. I want to settle some things with myself. Will this technique be of use to someone?
Allow me to explain bracing. If moving the block you want will cause other blocks to fall, add more support with another block first. Once the other blocks are held up, you can move your target block without worrying about the others falling.
I've got another one too.
Allow me to explain uprooting. When an unmovable block stands in your way, try moving the blocks below it. With that immobile block out of your way, you can create your own path.
I'm not going to look away anymore. I'm not going to run away from living. It's the truth.
I got it. I'll see you later, okay?
It's a promise. Yeah, I see now.
What's up?
You have that look in your eyes. I remember it from the nightmare. That look of determination is unmistakable. But it seems like you've changed.
Changed? What do you mean?
Yes. I sense a newfound resolve in you. You must have met someone who changed your life. Maybe I should try something new, too. I wonder what, though? I'll talk to my girlfriend about this.